What if the key to a thriving marriage isn't found in therapy, money, or romance, but in an ancient philosophy nearly 2.000 years old? What if learning to control just one thing, your own mind, could reshape how you connect, communicate, and love? And what if the greatest strength in marriage doesn't come from fixing your partner, but from transforming yourself? Let's explore how Stoic philosophy, especially the timeless teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, can transform the way you approach your marriage, starting today. In the next few minutes, we'll dive into 5 powerful Stoic principles that can help you build a stronger, more harmonious, and more meaningful relationship. This isn't a lecture, it's a journey of insight and reflection. You're invited not just to watch, but to reflect, to participate, and to grow, both for yourself and with your partner. Let's begin. Principle 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This wisdom strikes at the very heart of marital resilience. In every relationship, and especially in marriage, there will be moments of tension, disappointment, and disagreement. There will be days when words sting, emotions run high, and your partner does something that stirs frustration or sadness. But here's the Stoic truth. You don't control what happens around you. You control how you respond. When Marcus Aurelius said we have power over our own minds, he wasn't encouraging emotional suppression. He was showing us a better path, one of emotional awareness followed by deliberate response. Let's say your spouse forgets an anniversary or reacts sharply in a moment of stress. You could lash out, or you could pause, breathe, and respond with calm clarity, maybe even with kindness. That small shift from reaction to reflection can change everything. You're no longer feeding the fire. You're building trust, modeling maturity, and deepening communication. This principle reminds us our power lies not in controlling our partner, but in mastering ourselves. And in that mastery, we find peace, we find strength. We lead with grace, not control. Principle 2. Is this something that is, or is not, in my control? Epictetus. This single question can dissolve half the stress in your marriage. Marriage brings 2 unique lives together, each with their own history, habits, strengths, and yes, flaws. And here's the truth. You cannot control another person's nature, past, or choices. What you can control is your interpretation, your reaction, and your decision to either resist or accept. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing where your energy is best spent. Imagine this. Your partner has a habit that frustrates you. You've mentioned it, but it continues. Now, you have 2 paths, resentment or redirection. You can stew over what you can't change, or shift your focus inward. Practice patience. Choose compassion. Let it go if it's not worth the fight. Stoicism invites us to lead from within, to stop exhausting ourselves trying to change people, and instead, change how we perceive them. We can't control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. And when we do, we stop reacting from a place of ego and start building from a place of love. Principle 3. Very little is needed to make a happy life. Marcus Aurelius. Modern life convinces us that happiness is found in grand vacations, bigger homes, and perfect partners. But Marcus reminds us, joy isn't in the more, it's in the moment. So many marital conflicts arise not from the present, but from the ghosts of the past or fears of the future. We relive old wounds, we project imagined disasters, but the present, the now, is where love lives. When you live in the moment, you stop chasing illusions, you start seeing your partner again. You notice the little gestures, you hear the tone behind their words, you feel their presence, real and raw. You stop saying, "What if?" and start saying, "What is?" Gratitude grows, compassion grows, resentment shrinks. So, the next time you're swept up in worry or regret, pause, breathe, look into your partner's eyes, and return to now. Because a happy marriage isn't built in the past or future, it's crafted in the present, one mindful moment at a time. Principle 4. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. In relationships, true wealth is not in what you own, but in what you value. It's easy to get caught up in material pursuits, dreaming of a bigger house, a better car, a more glamorous life, but those things, while nice, can never replace the richness of emotional connection. Ask yourself, when were you happiest with your partner? Was it during a vacation, or during that spontaneous laugh in the kitchen? That late night talk, that shared silence on a walk? Those are the real treasures, and they cost nothing but attention, presence, and love. Epictetus reminds us, the less we cling to external wants, the more we can savor internal riches, intimacy, trust, peace. So shift your gaze from what's missing to what's here, from more to enough. In doing so, you build a relationship that's not flashy, but deep, not perfect, but profoundly real. Principle 5. The most fulfilling relationships are not those built on luxury, but on shared values. Although this final thought doesn't come directly from a Stoic quote, it echoes everything they taught. Because when we strip away distractions and ego, we see what truly sustains a marriage. Not the size of the ring, but the strength of your commitment. Not the gifts you give, but the presence you bring. Not the praise you seek, but the character you hold. And when you live from that truth, marriage becomes not just a union, but a sacred space for growth, for grace, and for a deeper kind of love. So, what does it actually look like to live these Stoic principles daily in marriage? How do we turn these timeless ideas into practical habits that strengthen our relationship every single day? In the next part, we'll dive into real-life applications, how to practice patience, let go of resentment, and bring peace into the heart of your relationship. Let's continue the journey. Compass. Earlier, we discovered that emotional richness, not material wealth, is what truly sustains a marriage. That brought us to a key insight from the Stoics. What we value shapes our lives. And now, we arrive at perhaps the most empowering principle of all, the power of perspective. Principle 5. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Marcus Aurelius. Let that sink in for a moment. According to the Stoics, our world, our reality, is not defined solely by the events we live through, but by the meaning we assign to them. This perspective becomes a true game changer in the sacred space of marriage. Let's make this real. Picture two people standing shoulder to shoulder, watching the exact same sunset. One sees a miracle of color and light, a rare and peaceful moment. The other, just the sun going down. Again, ordinary, unmoving. Same moment, same view, two completely different experiences because of how each person chose to perceive it. In marriage, this principle is gold because when tension rises, as it always does, your perspective can either turn a disagreement into a deadlock or into a door for deeper understanding. Let's say you and your partner have differing views on how to handle money. You could see this as proof of incompatibility, a crack in the foundation, or you could choose to view it as an opportunity to collaborate, to clarify priorities, to learn more about each other's values and fears. Same issue, new perspective, better outcome. Now, this doesn't mean we should pretend everything is fine when it's not. Stoicism is not about false optimism. It's about resilient realism. It's about looking at challenges and saying, this is hard, but how can I grow through it? It's about approaching the fire, not to get burned, but to forge something stronger. So ask yourself, when was the last time your mindset turned a small problem into a big one? And what would happen if you shifted your lens? Because when we start looking for growth, instead of blame, for progress, instead of perfection, we start building a marriage rooted in maturity and mutual evolution. Your perspective doesn't just shape your experiences, it shapes your relationship. So choose wisely. Choose to see the lesson, not just the loss. Choose to see the connection, not just the conflict. Let's recap the journey so far. Over the past few minutes, we've walked hand in hand with the Stoics, drawing timeless wisdom into modern love. We began with the reminder that you only control your reactions, not others' actions. That single truth gives us a powerful foundation of emotional resilience. We moved into acceptance and change, learning that you don't need to change your partner to improve your marriage. You need to shift how you respond, with compassion, not control. We talked about the present moment and how it holds the key to deeper connection. When you stop living in the past or worrying about the future, you show up fully for your partner and for yourself. We challenged the illusion that material success equals relationship success. Instead, we embraced the Stoic ideal of detachment from possessions and attachment to values, love, trust, and respect. And finally, we explored the power of perspective, the one thing that can turn a tense moment into a turning point. Now, it's your turn. These Stoic teachings aren't meant to sit on a shelf or scroll past in a video. They're meant to be practiced in your home, in your arguments, in your quiet Sunday mornings, in the little daily choices that add up to a lifelong partnership. Will it be easy? No. Will it be worth it? Absolutely, because applying these principles may not just save your marriage, they may elevate it to something richer than you imagined, a place of growth, depth, and peace. So today, take one small step, shift one thought, respond with just a little more patience. Appreciate your partner in one real, present moment, and then share your journey. Your story might be the very insight that helps someone else take their first step. Final thought, as Marcus Aurelius once said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So think clearly, live purposefully, and love wisely. If you found this meaningful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and share your reflections in the comments. Your voice matters, and we're here to grow together. Until next time, may the Stoic way guide your heart, your thoughts, and your marriage.